hearts sunken when we woke up. Everybody frozen when we woke up. Hearts get broken when we woke up. Left friends calling when we woke up. Ex-bitch choosing when we woke up. Everybody frozen when we woke up.
We're hearing your music on much larger numbers and fellow artists as well. I mean, I know that you've talked about collaborating with Makonnen. That's a thing that's done.
Yeah, we have an album together. It's incredible. It's the best album of the 21st century.
What is it that you like about him? A few words that you can share about what you love about Makonnen and why the chemistry is real.
He's insanely talented.
Yeah, it's Makonnen.
His voice is amazing. He's a very genuine person who I get along with on a lot of different levels. We're like best friends, so it's really easy for us to make music together. He's been my favorite hip-hop artist since way before I started making music. It was one of my dreams to ever meet Makonnen, and we got an album together.
That's crazy, man.
Baby, you're using me like I'm your favorite drug. Steady abusing me like you don't want my love. Baby, you're using me like I'm your favorite drug. Steady abusing me like you don't want my love. Want my love like you don't want my love. Steady abusing me.
I met Lil Peep online in 2017. I had picked him up from Echo Park and went to our mutual friend Tradução's house. Yeah, that was our first time meeting. I would describe Lil Peep as a shy, kind of quiet, but very smart, wise, deep thinker type of guy. He was just someone who wanted to go after his dreams and make them really come true. He really cared about his fans a lot. He would always be on his phone all night, responding to everybody. And sometimes I have to tell him, like, it's okay, go to sleep. They'll be there tomorrow, But yeah, he was that type of guy. He was thoughtful.
I feel like Pete met Makonnen at the perfect time.
It was such a pivotal time in both of their careers. Like, Peep is on the come up, breaking through, coming up, building a huge cult following all over the world.
He was getting his record deal and doing his first big studio album, Come Over When You're Sober. He's one of these courageous people that can just get an idea and jump wholeheartedly into it and put his whole body, his whole existence, everything about him into it. He merged his life with his dreams. He was the most true to form artist I ever worked with.
And then you have Makonnen. This guy's really like your favorite artist.
Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Who, at the time, from a perspective, could have seemed like he was a little more stagnant and wasn't dropping as much, but like already has all these accolades and all these songs that have kind of changed all of our childhoods.
Makonnen exudes music. When he hit the scene, like, he was just this like enigma. It's like this level that is so rare and so special. You almost have to be a connoisseur just to appreciate it. When you combine Peep and Makonnen, it was something completely different. It was experimental. The two of them basically had created their whole own unique way of making music.
You heard me? Red Dragon Dead.
I remember Pete telling me one day, and I think he, for some reason, waited to tell me because he wanted to make sure that it was a sure thing. But he said, dude, Makonnen and I have been making music.
It's incredible. It's the best album of the 21st century.
And it was like this crazy reality all of a sudden. And we went from, dreaming about this and fantasizing about the music to actually Pete popping that shit on in the car, and all of a sudden he's making a track with Makonnen.
At that time, I feel like it was just music. Like every day, no matter what time we were going to bed, we were waking up and the first thing, eat some food and go back to the studio. So there was just a shit ton of music being made. Once you were in that room, watching what they were making, and there was nothing else that mattered at the time.
It was just beautiful. Like, I remember a lot of stuff from those sessions just because they were filled with joy and like in a way that actually, I just don't think I had seen with Peep in the recording context before. It was always fun, but never quite that fun or carefree.
What are you talking about?
Last year?
Yeah, this song I want you to hear to get on.
Okay.
I like that haircut.
Is another one.
I'm next. Yeah.
Stand fly.
Right? Good shit or good shit?
Yeah, you got good shit. Yeah, DJ credit.
Yep.
That guy?
Just cash.
That guy.
I've been waiting long for you.
I feel like Makonnen's energy is just like off the wall. Like he's ready to just like conquer anything, and his voice is just so confident. Just naturally, like anything he says, it's like you feel it. They just kind of like combined together, became something on its own.
We were starting to get a lot of work done, but at the same time, there was a lot of distractions. And so we had the opportunity to go to London where it'll be a little more productive for us. We're having fun making music and want to make stuff that's going to change the world.
I remember Peep calling me and telling me we were going to London to work on a project with Makonnen. It was pretty crazy. I was like, nah, you're joking, right?
Call ASAP. He's gonna bust in this bitch.
Right.
That's two.
What the fuck are you? Bro.
I got on a plane, he got me a ticket. I ended up in London, and we got right into it. Trying to get Makonnen on the vibe that we were previously on. That was just how we started, so I sent him some guitar shit. Once I got called in, I guess, it was kind of like start curating. I was like, all right, if I'm gonna curate some vibes, I wanted to curate 80s, kind of like synthy kind of shit.
Hello.
That's when I was like, all right, this is gonna be a good direction for the album. My favorite song would have to be November. I'll never forget when he told me, he said it was his favorite song he had ever worked on. I don't know what that meant really, because I was like, you've done a lot of songs. I'm like, that's kind of crazy to say. But he said it was just like the most fun he'd ever had working on a song.
There wasn't any like rules, or there wasn't any like guidelines. It was just kind of like whatever we felt in the moment, whatever we wanted to do. we would do it, whether it's like reach out to certain producers and get beats that day, or walk into the piano room and just literally freestyle for 20 minutes on the piano and then chop something from that. And I think that's what made it dope, is that there was no expectations, there was nothing. It's just like we pulled up to the studio every day. We just started creating. It was like him and his purest form. Like, he didn't care about sounding bad. He didn't care about like saying something that was embarrassing or anything. Like, he truly was just like speaking from his heart.
There was a significant change happening in Peep as an artist in the months of July and August 2017. Not only was he on a roll and advancing as a person and as an artist, like, he was also snapping. He's not doing any of that shit, like any of it in the way that he would have done in his room. It was completely different. He could get more ideas out faster. It was just lighter, more confident, less encumbered. The artistry of it was changing, and he was changing as a person.
He was really evolving in this new way and becoming serious and deliberate about his future and his immediate plans. When he was able to create a brighter future for himself, he would run toward that, you know, with everything he had. Peep was able to push a lot of the distractions aside and say, I can just be with this one person and make my best music and be my best self and be healthy. That's what those two discovered when they went to London together.
So we were hearing this and like it was just a whole new thing.
Drop it, shake it, kiss it, twist it.
Wow, it's gonna be fucking fun.
That's so fucking.
Just that bond between Makonnen and him, no matter how raw this album is or what's on it, it's like it totally captures that energy, just them just vibing off each other.
Stop talking. Stop. I gotta go all in. I gotta go all in. Baby, if you rollin', then we ballin'. Baby, quit callin'. With the drama, I'ma stop talking.
We weren't really focused on the business part and the acceptance of this album. We were just wanting to make something new and fresh and exciting and healing that was going to be able to, you know, help heal our fans and help heal us, because we were both going through situations that were mentally challenging. This was our place where we can let our superhero versions of ourselves shine and create the things that we express and share with the world, which was our music.
This one,
Some of them were probably like just drafts, but that is like better than getting a retouched studio album. I think many Peep listeners can agree they want to hear the raw thing and they want to hear it as Gus had done it. I'm just really pleased that Diamonds is gonna get finished, because it really is like a jewel. Like, that shit represents like the last coherent body from one of the best artists in Western pop music in history. So I hope people really like appreciate how cool it is that they get to hear it the way that it is, and not made into a product, but an actual document.
We're here right now listening to the songs from Diamonds, making sure they'd be Peep approved.
The songs that Pete have down that he wanted was Falling Down, November, Sidelines,
Hocus Pocus, I Don't Give a Fuck, Hypnotized, I've Been Waiting, Ballin', and Twisted. Those are the ones that he had listed in his iPhone at this time.
How many is that? 10?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the full list or that's just the list that his mom has from his thing.
Today, a lot of the things that we're going to be doing is not necessarily changing or trying to get like the most industry style like mix for something. We just don't want to alter like the feeling of what was already created, and just keeping it in its pure form and releasing it like that to the fans, how it was intended to be.
I love it.
Now run it. I need a lighter, oh my god.
You get me.
I remember being over there.
That spot has something special about it.
Like, out of every artist I'd say I knew that Peep liked, it was Makonnen that was #1. So that's probably the biggest thing for me, is that he got to work with his favorite artist, you know?
For Peep and Makonnen to meet and be such good friends and create the way they did was like a little mini miracle. They recognized that and captured that, and it separates from your job or your role as a music artist or what you think you're supposed to do in life, and reaches into this other place where you find somebody and you just want to spend time with them and exist, and there are no rules. It's your best friend, or it's someone you love. It's a creative partner, and they had that in each other.
Yeah, he's just a trippy guy because he just trips on LSD and then freestyles everything. So he doesn't write any music. It's like the most incredible thing to like watch ever.
It was just special because I can hear his life and his pain and his sort of, things that, his challenges. And he wasn't trying to be anybody other than himself. And that's all I wanted to be around. And that's all I wanted to inspire and be inspired by.
Is he coming here?
A diamond. Is it?
Lying on the ground here. That's a diamond.